Megan Neese is here with me now. She's Senior Manager at Nissan's Future Lab. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Of course, thank you.
Okay, so your presentation is called The Future is Now.
Yes.
All right, so break it all down for us.
So we came from an advanced planning function. So traditionally that would be 10 years out to 5 years out, looking at products that weren't yet in the lineup.
Okay.
And what we found is that now that everything's accelerating and there's so much going on, there's a lot of things that you can do now that don't require 10 years of planning or 5 years of planning. So we've built a new model for experimentation that's a lot faster, that also still influences future product plans, but is able to kind of do things quickly and get some stuff out there in 6 months or in 3 months in a way that we weren't able to do a couple of years ago. So I'm going to talk about that process.
What do you see as the future of automotive engineering today? I know that's a
big
big
question.
But your presentation was called The Future is Now,
No,
so I feel like I can ask it.
It's increasingly complicated. I feel like what we've seen is that there's all new systems to take into consideration. So previously we had a lot of assumptions about who was driving and who was riding and what was the scenario going on in a car. And now that we're looking at cities and systems of mobility and new models of sharing and what businesses are even going to look like, all of those assumptions change. And so we think with that, the complexity of the vehicle changes. The systems will get more sophisticated, but then also we're designing for new types of environments. We're designing for new people sitting in the back, doing new types of things. It changes all of our safety considerations and how we're thinking about that space and who's sitting in that space. So I think for us, we kind of see this as the next horizon of complexity, where it will probably only add to the already dynamic and sophisticated expectations on engineering moving forward.
And what are some of the challenges that you'll face?
Getting to hybrid thinking. So we do feel like there's a lot of kind of new thinking and disciplines out there that haven't necessarily been kind of brought together. So in our space, we've learned a lot from software development and agile and how these different processes are influencing how tech companies work. But we're starting to see that kind of migrating into the automotive space also. So there's job descriptions out there for vehicle test engineers that I would typically think, oh, that's exactly what our team does. But then the expectations are that they know R and Python and all these big data analytics tools that you wouldn't traditionally be trained in. So I think that there's kind of this expectation that you're getting to learn not only an expertise in what you started in, but then also starting to learn new disciplines or add to your kind of portfolio or repertoire of knowledge to be able to really think across software, service, system, product, and build a more kind of integrated and holistic experience.
I imagine that being at WCX kind of helps with that integration because you get exposed to so many different avenues.
Sure, and you can kind of see it here, and you can see where that kind of hybridization of engineering is really starting to kind of take place and kind of bring a new world of engineering to automotive, I guess. But yeah.
Well, I trust you with the future. So thank you for sitting down with us today.
Thank you. Great to meet you.